to drivers over the Blatnik Bridge. There are some changes to be aware of when you get on or off the bridge from Garfield Avenue. Starting today, the north and southbound ramps to and from Garfield Avenue at I-535 are closed. The Duluth-bound detour will follow the new bypass connection from the bridge to northbound I-35 to 5th Avenue West, then to Railroad Street, and finally to Garfield. Superior-bound traffic will access the bridge from the new bypass. Now, this detour is part of the ongoing Twin Ports Interchange project. The ramps should reopen on October 18th.